This is ABC7 News at 5. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter. Thanks for being with us. Scott Dennis has the night off. Topping our news this evening, residents of a Venice neighborhood are growing increasingly concerned about speeders, especially since there are so many kids living and playing in that area. ABC7's Christopher Brantley has the details.
Elizabeth Harner is a mother of 2 young children. Both of them are avid bikers.
This is a great neighborhood. It's got sidewalks everywhere. They have their friends within blocks.
The road in question is Nokomis Avenue. Along a 4-block stretch of road, including the one in front of Harner's home, there are no stop signs.
My kids do tell me, you know, so-and-so is, or this car was going really fast.
She tells us her kids have had several close calls with speeding cars. Now they keep a close eye out. And after several homeowner complaints were made, the Venice police are keeping their eyes peeled too.
They see this wide open roadway and they could be, just spaced out and driving, not really realizing that they're going the speed that they're going.
When we saw VPD Tuesday morning, they were wrapping up a 2-hour traffic study. Officer Benjamin Neff recorded the speed of every car driving by.
Within the 2-hour period, I got 57 vehicles coming.
Officer Neff is compiling that data to help determine what, if any, traffic control devices are needed.
The average speed for all 57 vehicles has been around 25 miles per hour.
40 would probably be more of the norm. I don't see a lot of people going 25.
Officer Neff did see a few drivers doing 40, although it's not like he was inconspicuous in a marked police SUV. The point of the traffic study and of the residents' complaints has been to ask the police department to install traffic control devices on that 4-block span of roadway.
I think if we have some speed bumps or at least a stop sign every other block, it would force people, like I said, to slow down or stop and be more aware.
Well, there's no word yet if the department will put in stop signs. We do know they're also doing speed studies on several other nearby roads. And if you live in the Northport area and experienced a power outage yesterday, it was caused by a vehicle fire. Around 6 p.m. on Monday, crews responded to Telham Avenue for a fully engulfed vehicle fire. The power grid had to be shut down in order for fire crews to safely extinguish that fire. The street was left without power, but it has now been restored. The city of Bradenton is looking into the future of an East Bradenton police substation with the possibility of closing it for good, but the community is drawing mixed reactions on what should be done. The substation was placed in the community during a time of high crime, but according to some residents, there currently isn't a consistent police presence at the location. One resident says it could be put to better use for a family in need of housing, but other residents say removing the workstation would put the neighborhood at a great disadvantage.
We're planning to try to revive this area, to try to restore it and try to help people to be very proud of it.
It helps me daily. I know I'm protected. It's a blessing to know that they are here.
No one from the Bradenton Police Department was available for comment, but many in this neighborhood feel the property should be used for anything that is community related. And if you're a boater hoping the new floating dock next to the historic Bridge Street Pier will soon be finished, there is some good news. There is a date now. The Bradenton Beach Police Chief believes the first parts will come in January and should be installed within the first 3 months of the new year. Hurricane Irma is the reason behind the delayed installation. The old dock was heavily damaged by Tropical Storm Emily back in July and was then removed in August. Well, let's get a check on our first alert weather forecast with meteorologist Steve Newman. Steve, it was very nice out there today.
Chamber of Commerce weather, and it will continue for about 2 more days, and then we'll start a gradual cooling off that's going to bring a bitter chill up to the north. It's going to drive more sunbirds down here, more vacationers to Florida, where we'll be warmer, but it's still going to be quite a bit cooler than we are today. A few clouds over the area, and some of them are spawning a few showers in interior parts of our viewing area. And there's one maybe coming around Osprey into the inland areas, but it's moving away, and overnight they will dissipate, and won't see any more of that maybe until tomorrow afternoon. I think the biggest factor tonight in our weather is going to be patchy fog, so if you're driving around in the early morning hours, you may see that. But there's one right east of Osprey, just east of Palmer Ranch, and some in the interior areas from Arcadia and Highlands County. But as our future radar shows, they will dissipate in the next few hours and leaving dry and mild conditions. But look at that fog. This is overblowing the extent of the fog, I think, but you can see before sunrise at 6 a.m. there'll be hit and miss patches of fog that burn off very quickly when the sun comes off. And we will have a offshore wind, giving us mostly sunny skies tomorrow. But if you're heading out tonight, oh, what great weather we have. Fair and mild for your evening planner. 70 degrees at 6 o'clock tonight, cooling off very slowly, even by 10 o'clock, 64. You can walk in t-shirt and sleeves and in shorts at that kind of weather, and we'll see that continue for 2 more nights. And then the change happens, which I'll tell you about in a few minutes. Jacqueline.
Okay, thank you so much, Steve. Sounds very pleasant. Here on the Suncoast, the new year means new budget cuts. The city and county commissions in Sarasota will have to find enough money to cut from numerous budgets to make up for an anticipated deficit in the next fiscal year. Some of the departments receiving cuts include support services, SCAT buses, libraries, lifeguards, and emergency management services, just to name a few. Cuts like these have not been this deep since the recession. And Senate President Joe Negron is backing a still untapped $85 million job growth fund created this year as Democrats continue to question the need to replenish the fund. Negron offered support for Governor Rick Scott's 2018 budget request to set aside another $85 million for the Florida Job Growth Grant Fund. The program had attracted nearly 220 proposals worth almost $800 million. The fund requires the money go to regional projects rather than single businesses.
I've always been supportive of the Job Growth Fund and supportive of the governor's economic development initiatives. And with regard to Visit Florida, the exact amount, I'll leave up to the individual, committees and members to make that decision. But I don't think you can argue with the results.
Visit Florida says annual visitor counts have grown from around 83 million in 2011 to more than 112 million last year, in part because of lawmakers boosting the public-private agencies' funding. Well, ABC7 business commentator Richard Stern joining us now. Richard, I know the market was closed yesterday, but a pretty quiet start on this 4-day week for Wall Street.
And that's because everybody was at the mall.
Okay.
They're either buying gifts with the cards they got, or they're returning gifts that they didn't want, or they're busy packing up packages to send them back through Amazon and say, in any event, it was a very quiet day. You're exactly right. Wall Street hasn't seen volume this low since, well, on a full day trading, really a very, very long time. The top to bottom range for the Dow Jones Industrial Average was only 69 points, up 24 points at the high and down 45 points at the low. But when all was said and done, it was much ado about nothing. Let's take a look at these figures and you'll see exactly what I mean. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, look at that, up a whopping 0.03%. I'm sorry, make that down 0.03, down 8 points at 24,746.21. Again, on very light volume of 596 million shares. The NASDAQ for the day was the biggest loser, down 1/3%, not quite 24 points at 6,936.25. That on volume of 1,303 million shares. And the S&P made it a clean sweep, although as you see, almost nothing going on, down by 0.1%, less than 3 points at 2,680.50. Well, light volume, yes, but big moves, believe it or not. Apple, you're familiar with Apple, down 2.5% today. The reason is there are reports that the sales of the iPhone X or the iPhone 10, depending on which you'd like to call it, came in at only about 30 million units compared to 50 million units, which had been expected. And of course, when a company comes out with a detail like that and the sales are much lower than expected, you look at Apple and you say, oh my goodness, but the stock was down 2.5% today. And Jacqueline, I have to tell you, not often that Apple takes a hit like that, but when you're that short on sales on a big motion like that, makes a huge difference.
I know, and I was quite surprised to see that number as well. And another big surprise, the news on Kohl's. What numbers do you have for us on that?
Retail in general, again, looked like a pretty good finish to the season. Kohl's stock was up almost 6% today. Macy's was higher. Dillard's was higher. So I think they think the old traditional brick and mortar may have survived for another year.
That's good to hear, because we've seen so many of those big online retailers bringing in that money.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Richard.
You're welcome.
Well, still to come on your Suncoast News, long delays at an Orlando airport after a passenger tried to bring a loaded gun in a carry-on bag. A look at the charges he's now facing. And meteorologist Steve Newman will be back with your first alert forecast, plus the new disorder that's caused by playing too many video games. Those details when we come back.
The ABC7 Stock Report is brought to you by Sunset Cadillac.
Everybody can make something. because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
This holiday season, share the greatest gift of all, peace of mind. Subaru is rated the safest and most dependable automotive brand, and all Subaru models with EyeSight are a 2017 IIHS Top Safety Pick. Now during the Subaru Share the Love event, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV, a new Subaru Forester, for just $219 a month, or get 0% financing with zero down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Are you currently on Medicare? In other words, do you carry the red, white, and blue Medicare card? If so, are you suffering from chronic back pain? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for a pain-relieving back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost, shipped directly to your home for free. These medical-grade back braces are ideal for lower back pain, arthritis, spinal disorders, and other chronic back problems. Our accredited staff will handle all of the Medicare paperwork for free, and best of all, your brace is shipped directly to your home for free. Don't let chronic lower back pain slow you down. Get moving and stay active with a medical-grade back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost. We also accept Blue Cross Blue Shield, United Healthcare, Aetna, Humana, and other insurance. Will you qualify for a medical-grade back brace covered by Medicare? Find out for free.
Call Back Brace America at 1-800-715-0835. That's 1-800-715-0835, 1-800-715-0835.
A long backup at an Orlando International Airport checkpoint during the holiday rush after a passenger tried to bring a gun and ammunition in a carry-on bag. A TSA spokeswoman says the passenger was carrying a firearm with separate magazines loaded with 10 rounds of .22 caliber ammunition. TSA says it was the 91st weapon intercepted at Orlando's airport this year. Orlando's police spokeswoman Michelle Guido says the passenger has a valid Florida concealed weapons license. However, federal law prohibits passengers from carrying weapons through airport checkpoints. Guido says the passenger will be charged with carrying a concealed firearm in a place prohibited by law. And a newborn found abandoned in an interstate rest area in Florida is doing well tonight as authorities still search for the baby's mother. Travelers found the child on a concrete floor in the women's restroom at an I-75 rest stop just south of Ocala around 3 a.m. on Saturday. Officials say the baby is being cared for at a hospital. Florida has a safe haven law that allows a safe place for parents to leave unharmed newborn babies less than a week old at any hospital or with a firefighter at any fire station across the state. Anyone with information on the newborn is being asked to call Crime Stoppers. Well, meteorologist Steve Newman joining us again with the first alert forecast. Lots of people here for the holiday, and the weather is holding off pretty well for them.
They don't want to be where they came from. But it's already cold up there, but it's going to get a lot colder if you can believe it. Okay. I was looking at the long-range forecast for Times Square on New Year's Eve at midnight.
Right.
15 degrees.
Oh, man.
15 degrees, and then it's in the single digits the day later.
Wow.
So it's going to deep freeze the north. We're going to get cooler here, but we can take it. We're tough. Florida tough. Look at the clouds streaming in on our Anna Maria Island camera today. Coming in from the Gulf, we also had some patches of fog this morning. We'll see another episode of that tonight. Nothing too thick, and it'll burn off very quickly. You can see the sunset about to occur not only there, but live from our tower cam here at Sarasota, ABC7. Sunset, I think, is pretty close to 5:45 right now. 74 the temperature, dew point 61, humidity 64% with those northeast winds at 6 miles per hour. Now, our morning lows were in the north, near freezing at Panama City, 34 at Gainesville, but across our viewing area, because the air was fairly uniform, the dew point was pretty much in the mid-50s. That's where we bottomed out. That's when the fog formed, and then the sun came up and we warmed up very nicely. Well, the fog doesn't show up in this visual picture because it's from late morning through the afternoon. You can see some clouds and even some speckled cumulus clouds in interior parts of our viewing area, and they triggered a few showers for the last hour or so, which we can see on radar, but they're moving away and dissipating with the heat of the day. None of them were very heavy, and most of them were far in inland areas in Highlands County and DeSoto County and parts of Charlotte and Lee County, but there was one little cell I've been looking at right over I-75 just east of Osprey and Palmer Ranch that's dissipating right now, but it was a very small cell. Maybe it wasn't even reaching the ground. Look at that in comparison to the lake effect snow that just goes on hour after hour, day after day. Erie, Pennsylvania had a record 24-hour snowfall. We'll talk about more later. But you can see these bands of lake effect snow coming across Michigan and even up in the UP of Michigan. It just is relentless. It will not stop snowing up there as that cold, dry air until the Great Lakes freeze over and it doesn't have that warmth to condense into snow and dump on the other side. It's going to continue to have lake effect snow as far ahead as I can see. Well, here is a disturbance along the Gulf that's going to move to the north of us, producing some showers. A front to the north of us will come through in about a day or so, but it's not going to drop our temperatures that much. But look at the cold temperatures I was talking about. 0 at Minneapolis, 6 at Chicago, 27 at New York City, single digits all across Canada. And that air is in place. And even though the jet stream is blowing in air off the Pacific, that air is in place and it's just not modifying it. In fact, the cold weather is modifying the air coming in off the Pacific. We don't see that very often. Well, here's a futurecast showing the lake effect snow just continuing in Michigan, Ontario, upstate New York, Pennsylvania, parts of Ohio, and then another snowstorm coming across Minnesota and Wisconsin on Thursday, hitting Chicago to the south. So you can see winter just will not stop while our summertime weather continues here, at least for 2 more days. You can see in our futurecast showing a few scattered showers here and there, but otherwise fair to partly cloudy skies after the morning fog burns off. As we move through Wednesday into Thursday, really not a lot of change, but in advance of the weak front, you can see the winds blowing in off the Atlantic, and there's the front to the north of us. We'll talk more about in a half hour. Our marine forecast, winds from the east-northeast 5 to 10, seas 2 feet or less. There's a moderate chop on bay and inland waters. That's the only thing you got to watch out for. Water temperature is now 73. Air temperature tomorrow at the beach with partly sunny and mild conditions, 74. Here's my forecast for tonight. Look for it to be partly cloudy with patches of fog. Low temperature 59 to 60 degrees, somewhere in there with east-northeast winds at 8 miles an hour. And tomorrow, after the morning fog burns off, a partly sunny, another warm day, considerably warmer than normal with a high of 78, east-northeast winds at 5. Now here's our 7-day outlook, showing those patches of fog for 2 more days, and then we cool off from a weak front for Friday. Gets a little cooler on Saturday. We try to rebound on Sunday, warming up to 71, a little bit more cooler on New Year's Eve, and then it falls out. 59 for the high on the second day of the new year, with 59 and a 50% chance of a cold rain. But that's way out there. We'll update that forecast as it comes along. Jacqueline.
Okay, thank you so much, Steve. Now to your first alert traffic. There is slow-moving traffic heading northbound on I-75 near University Parkway. There is also some slowdowns getting on and off Lido and Siesta Key this day after the Christmas holiday. In health news tonight, playing video games too much and too often will soon be recognized as a mental health disorder. Gaming disorder will be added to the official list of diseases by the World Health Organization next year. Its symptoms include the inability to control when and how to play video games. Another red flag is when someone chooses games over other interests in life and keeps playing despite negative consequences. The decision does not mean that playing games in itself is a problem, but experts say it should all be seen in the context where, why, and how much someone plays. Adding gaming disorder to the list means that it will now be recognized by doctors and insurance companies. And according to the New York Times, a new study indicates that sitting for long periods on a regular basis may be bad for your heart. It found that the more people sit, the more likely they are to display signs of injury to their cardiac muscles. The study focused on proteins called tryptopans that are released in large amounts during a heart attack. According to the study, those who spent 10 hours or more per day sitting were more likely to have above average levels of troponin. And another new study suggests that more pregnant women appear to be using marijuana, sometimes to soothe anxiety and morning sickness. The study observed a sample of pregnant women in California. Pot use among the study subjects climbed from 4.2% to 7.1% from 2009 through 2016. One expert speculates that the rise might be partially explained by the increased availability of legal marijuana in recent years. According to the CDC, doctors caution that marijuana's effects on a fetus are not clear, but could include low birth weight and developmental problems. Coming up, an Arizona man is in custody after he allegedly shot and killed 3 people. How the incident ended in a police shootout. And a Moscow city bus slammed into pedestrians in a highway underpass. What authorities believe caused that crash.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
It's time to take a road trip. If you love the beach, Alabama's Gulf Coast has 32 miles of sugar white sand and turquoise water. Looking for a room with a view? We have them. Beachside and Bayside. There's incredible history. Whoa! And the seafood is fresh from the Gulf. Another round of shrimp for my friends. Alabama has a road trip with your name on it. Which one you gonna take?
If high performance art is what you're into, look no further than Sunset Fiat of Sarasota. For maximum performance, check out the all-new Fiat Spider. You'll flip over the superior handling and capability. Or follow roads less traveled in the Fiat 500X. No matter what your passion is, there's a Fiat for everyone. Prices starting as low as $13,999 during the Big Finish event. Going on now at Sunset Fiat of Sarasota.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's at FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
WWSB ABC7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to savethefood.com.
Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC7, weekdays starting at 5.
An Arizona man is in custody after he allegedly shot and killed 3 people, including 2 children. Phoenix police responded to a call at an apartment complex on Sunday afternoon. Once they arrived, they saw a woman in the parking lot who was fatally shot. Officers found out what apartment the suspect was in and then started negotiating. That's when police say the suspect made comments about killing 2 children. Shortly afterwards, a shootout with police erupted. The suspect was then taken into custody. Authorities say he was previously in a relationship with the woman who was found dead. Police also found the bodies of her children, an 11-year-old and a 10-month-old child. And 2 drivers were killed in Texas during a street racing crash on Christmas Day. Investigators say the drivers of 2 Mustangs racing each other caused the accident. 2 people in an Acura were also hurt, but they are expected to survive, as will the driver of the other Mustang. Deputies detained him for questioning, and he is possibly facing several charges. The speed limit in the area is 45 miles per hour, half of the suspected speed of the 2 men racing. A Moscow city bus slammed into pedestrians in a highway underpass, killing at least 4 people and wounding several others yesterday. Witnesses said the bus drove onto the pavement and then down the stairs of the underpass, running over several pedestrians before coming to a full stop. It was not immediately clear what caused that accident, but authorities say they are looking into several possibilities, including a technical malfunction. Well, still to come on your Suncoast News, a family's frustration as a memorial plaque is stolen from the site of their daughter's tragic car accident. And there may soon be a solution to the lack of parking spaces on Siesta Key. The options county commissioners are considering to fix the parking problem.
You love your couch and want to protect it from spills, food, and scratching, shedding pets. Introducing Couch Coat, the reversible, washable quilted cover that protects your couch. Shield against spills. Wow! Stop stains and dirty pet paws and sharp claws. Plus, it's reversible with 2 stylish colors. Guaranteed to fit any couch up to 92 inches or your money back. It even has covers to protect armrests. Machine washable too.
My grandkids destroy everything, but with Couch Coat, my couch is always protected, looking as good as it did the day I bought it.
Get your Couch Coat for just $19.99, and it's reversible in brown and cream, like 2 couch coats for the price of 1. Order right now, and you can double your offer. Get a second Couch Coat. Just pay a separate fee. Order right now.
Call 1-800-943-0710 to get your couch coat. Call now or go to couchcoat.com. So call 1-800-943-0710. That's 1-800-943-0710. Call now.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 3 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317. Go online or visit a Target store today.
We are problem solvers striving for answers. Relevancy on every platform. We are driven to create content that's compelling, engaging, where it matters. We are neighbors that care about solutions, believers in making a difference, leaders, innovating in an exciting era of multimedia, reaching to always be the gold standard in our evolving landscape. We are Raycom Media. Find your opportunity today.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Webb. So how successful were retailers on the Suncoast this Christmas? We'll have the winners and losers of the 2017 holiday shopping season tomorrow on Good Morning Suncoast. Josh?
And thanks to high pressure that's in control, we're going to have several days of sunshine. But things change as we get into the new year, and we'll have the details tomorrow.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.